Donner here with LNTV, and with me today is Scott Cosenza. Well, Scott, I guess another day, another major shooting in America. We have a situation that went down at a church in Texas yesterday. Can you tell us a little bit about it and talk to us about your specialty, the firearms?
Yes, Lisa, it's been widely reported that the gunman used an AR-15 variant, and an AR-15 is that gun that is sort of most demonized, I think, by gun control proponents, and perhaps most widely used by many Americans. It's I think the best sold gun in the United States of America, and the one that he used is called a Ruger AR-556, and it is a value proposition in that line. I checked the price today; it's $614 at a popular online gun seller.
So, Scott, are these legal? Are they not legal? How did he basically get his hands on it?
Okay, so this is a common semi-automatic rifle. It is legal to purchase and use in almost any jurisdiction in the United States of America. Obviously not used to murder people, but used for legal purposes. It's a very common firearm, and current reporting indicates that Mr. Kelly purchased this gun new at a federally licensed firearms dealer, completed the background check form, and was, after having his name run through the InstaCheck federal background check and then state check, was given the gun.
What about Kelly's Air Force conviction and dishonorable discharge? Doesn't that keep people from owning firearms?
Okay, well, I'm glad you mentioned the discharge question, because the best as I can determine at this point is that it is not, or was not, a dishonorable discharge. And if in fact had been a dishonorable discharge, then it would have disqualified him from legally being able to purchase that gun. As I understand it, there are currently 5 levels of discharge that are available. The first and best being the honorable discharge, and then the other 4 go general, other than honorable, bad conduct, and dishonorable. And that dishonorable moniker, that's the one with sort of often lifelong consequences for people. It's treated in many ways like a felony conviction, but that's not what Mr. Kelly had. He had a bad conduct discharge, which, while I'm sure presents a number of issues and problems, being forbidden from owning or purchasing firearms is not one of them. So that did not affect his ability.
Okay, it's my understanding that he had a misdemeanor crime of domestic violence. As our legal affairs editor, could you tell us what exactly is that and how does that come into play here?
Yeah, Lisa. So in 1996, the Lautenberg Amendment was passed, and that basically established that people who had been convicted of misdemeanor crimes of domestic violence and going forward, who would be convicted of them, would lose their firearms rights. And it has been a very contentious piece of legislation, because finding out which crimes exactly came under that law has been somewhat of a sticky wicket. Now, we may find out that so Mr. Kelly was convicted in an Air Force court, as I understand it, of abusing his wife and child. And, whether those crimes or those judgments or convictions count under the Lautenberg Amendment as convictions that should have prevented him from being able to legally acquire this firearm, we don't know. One of the things that firearms proponents and people who are against new gun control laws have argued for is that the current laws are not being enforced or well enforced. And we may have a case of that now. It's a little premature, I think, and we have to wait for some more reporting on the ground to determine that.
Thank you very much, Scott. Lisa Donner here with Scott Cosenza. Read Scott's fine article on libertynation.com. This is LNTV.